Well, folks, I'm Brian Howard, and this is another edition of Living in Marda Loop. Today, I have the great pleasure of meeting with and interviewing Dr. Jeff Wakeford of Odeon Dental, our newest dental office in Marda Loop, I'm sure. Welcome to the show, Jeff.
Hi, thanks for having me.
So, Jeff, I learned about you from the source and was excited to read a little bit about you and your practice of dentistry. I was one of your first customers as you were opening up after COVID-19 back in late June. How are you doing since then?
Well, things are going well. I mean, there was a little bit of anxiety in opening up a new dental office in the middle of a global pandemic. We had started the venture before COVID, obviously, and things were delayed. And then just normal construction delay and, permits from the city, property managers. But then there was the whole factor of COVID. So we finally got to open in June. So we were really happy about that. And things are going great so far. We've been really happy with the way things are going and the response that we've been getting in the community as well.
It's a beautiful building you're in right on top of Blush Lane Market. What motivated you to open Odeon Dental Clinic?
Well, Odeon Dental is my second dental clinic. The first one I have is Wentworth Family Dental located in West Springs, and I've owned that since 2011. The motivation for Odeon really stems in part from learning about the latest technology in dentistry and using it to help my patients feel more comfortable about going to the dentist. And that's always been a huge part of my practice. And using computers such as the CAD/CAM technology to make crowns, for example. I've always enjoyed using that as an educational tool to show patients and to teach them about their oral health and just to get them involved in asking questions about their oral health and their teeth. So it's just bringing that modern cutting edge dentistry to Marda Loop, with also the experience that I have in owning a practice and just making it a more pleasurable experience for the patients. And I've also lived in Marda Loop for almost a decade, and I've always wanted to live and work in this area. It's just such a great sense of community here, and just, the people that we see in the restaurants, such as merchants or Publico or the flower shops or Safeway. I've always wanted to have these people as my patients. So it's kind of multifactorial in bringing that technology and what I've learned about dentistry and also putting it into the community that I've grown really close to.
Excellent. Now, I have a good idea of why it's called Odeon. Maybe for some of the listeners, they may not. Can you explain why?
Yes, I've done some research. It was a while back. So initially, I think it was in the mid 50s. It was opened up as Marda Theater.
That corner.
And then on the corner. And then they changed the name, I think in 1964 to Odeon Theater. So it was a cinema or movie theater. And then we've just kept that name. I thought it was great that the building's name is the Odeon. So they've kept that, and we just thought it was nice to keep that name for the dental office as well. So there's a great history behind it.
You're fun. And what is it that your customers are liking about the service that you're offering so far? What have you noticed?
Well, during these times with the lockdown and the self-isolating, I think people have missed the connection to other people. So what we have focused, and we've done this pre-COVID as well, is just focusing on the level of customer service that we provide. To be honest, no one really loves going to the dentist. Some people have had really bad experiences as a child, and these traumas kind of stick with people for a long time. So I just feel it's important to stress the importance of putting the patient first. That's the number one priority from the time the patient calls to make their first appointment, all the way through the entire process, including helping them out with their dental insurance inquiries, because there's, financial concerns right now, especially during COVID.
Mm-hmm.
People have lost their jobs, they've lost their benefits. So it's just catering to specific needs and just working with our patients, because everyone's story is different. I really feel that that's what our patients love about the service we provide.
Excellent. Is there anything exciting coming up that our listeners, our viewers should know about? I mean, other than your, I guess, state-of-the-art technology and your brand new, it seems everything that was there when I saw it. What's exciting that people should know about?
Well, in the near future, probably in the next month or so, we're going to start to offer our patients snoring and sleep apnea appliances and services. A lot of people don't know that sleep apnea has a direct role in cardiovascular disease. So essentially, sleep apnea is when we stop breathing during sleep. And we all know that cardiovascular disease, heart attacks, and stroke are the top cause of death globally. So in helping patients be screened for sleep apnea, so we're using like a level 3 sleep test, which is a device, a technology that our patients can take home. And we would find out if they do have sleep apnea. We're also working with a sleep physician to diagnose that. And then if a patient does have one, they would move towards like an oral appliance. So this is a new service that we'll be offering at Odeon and at Wentworth Dental. So that's something that's really exciting. And then also in the next month or so, we have a great new associate that's joining us, Dr. Tanner Patel. He's coming from Saskatchewan, excellent experience. He's a graduate of a dental school down in Australia. So he's going to be an awesome addition to our team at Odeon Dental as well.
Nice, very good. And what are some of your future goals?
Well, there's a lot, I guess, if we're to look specifically in relation to my career, I think it's to bridge the gap between medicine and dentistry through patient education. And I think there's just not a lot of working togetherness between physicians and dentists. And it's educating the patients and understanding the role of oral health in full body health and its role, like, the bacteria that causes gum disease has a direct relationship to cardiovascular disease and Alzheimer's. So it's just kind of working together and establishing more alliances between medicine and dentistry. And so that's one goal. And then the second goal is to become more involved in local community events. I've done a lot of volunteering in other countries, but just to focus more on inner city, Calgary, specifically Marda Loop community events. I know things are kind of on hold right now with COVID, but everything from, the Mardi Gras, the Stampede breakfasts, and other local volunteer groups as well.
Awesome. Sounds great. And what do you love most about the neighborhood? I think you've kind of already touched on that. Was there anything else to touch on? What else is there to love about our great neighborhood? Well, you haven't mentioned the great walking all over the city, all over Marda Loop. What else?
Yeah, I mean, the walking area is awesome. That's something that we've all gotten used to over the last 6 months, is going for walks in the neighborhood. And I think it's just the great sense of community, the vibrance of the community. I feel like it's this like pocket area, and the friendliness. Some of my closest friends are my neighbors, and just a willingness to help each other out. We have two French bulldogs, and there's times where we need dog sitters, and it's never a hesitation for any of our friends or neighbors to help out with that. So that's probably the thing that I love most about is the people and just that sense of closeness.
Nice. Very good. And obviously, being in your business, you've been impacted by COVID-19. But how has that been, and how has your business changed? How are you moving forward?
We've had to add additional costs to our PPE. So that's one thing, everything from face shields to surgical gowns, which weren't really a part of pre-COVID dentistry. We've also implemented HEPA filtration in our office. This is something that has exceeded the guidelines from our Alberta Dental Association and college. It's not a requirement, but I felt that it was important to keep my patients and staff and other dentists safe. So that's something, the investment in the HEPA filtration in every dental operatory is something we've invested in. And then additionally, just the daily COVID screening for all staff and dentists. That's something from temperature taking to all the questions. Those are different things that we've had to implement since COVID has occurred. And it all takes additional time and cost. And I think from our patients' perspective, I think they've been really understanding and patient with it. So I think all in all, everything's been going really well with it.
Great. Well, Jeff, rolling up and sort of coming to a finish, do you have an ask of the audience or anything that the audience should know? Or actually, how does the audience find you? Where can they find you?
We have our website at odeondental.ca. So that's probably the best way to get in contact. You can request an appointment, or our phone number is on there, and that'll connect directly to Alexis, who is our front-end admin person. That's probably the best way to get in touch with us right now.
Now, I always ask this question. Are you on Insta? Can we reach out to you on Insta?
Yes, we are on Instagram. Our handle is Odeon Dental.
Great.
And we also have a Facebook page as well.
Well, we'll provide links to all of that. Jeff, thank you so much for being a guest on the show. We appreciate you doing work in our community, and we'll look forward to seeing you on the street and at your office.
Great. Thanks a lot, Brian. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.